Thank you so much, David. That's the perfect way to come into the room today. Always such a pleasure, always so beautiful. We are so excited to have you here with us on the Daily Antidote Song. It is August 7th. It is Sunday. It's hot, at least up here in the Northeast. I hope it's not too hot where you are, but realistically, I know it probably is. Stay cool, everybody. It is day 854 on the Daily Antidote of Song, which of course I only know because of all of you. And I love you for keeping us on track. All right, so a big hello to everybody out there joining us on Facebook Live. Hi, Facebook. We're so excited that you're here with us, as you always are, you reliable folks, you. And a big hello to everybody in this room. We've already said hello to our fabulous artist of the day, David Roth. You know him, you love him. We'll hear more from him in just a little bit. And hello to our lead in Berkeley, California. Hello to Luda in Victoria, BC, Bonnie in Boise, Idaho, Shari in New Hampshire, Suzanne, hello to Suzanne and Susan in Seattle, right next to each other today. Hello to Davida, hello to Anne in Maryland, hello to Mabel and Bob in Massachusetts with the Cinnamon Bears. Hello to Jamie in Victoria, BC. Hello to Carolyn, cool for a bit, I'm glad. Hello to Cricket, hello to Jenny in Suffolk, UK. Annette, hello to Brian, hello to Susan, hello to Sheila in Florida, hello to Kathy, hello to the Curly Tops. I only see one right now, but I'm sure one or two will pop in. Hello to Tom, hello to Christiana and Bob in Rockville on day 854. Hello to Aloysius in Westford, Mass, but on the move as often. Hello to Delhi. Hello to Kat in Vermont. Hello to Amanda and Miles in Michigan. Hello to Nancy and her beautiful Irish cow. Hello to Becky. Hello to other Nancy. We got two Nancys and they're next to each other today. How fun. Hello to Kate Wandering, Cliff in Vermont, Ralph in Victoria, LMG, Trisha, Bronwyn in Victoria, BC. Let's see. Ruth traveling. Linda, hello to Storm, hello to M, and hello to our fearless leader, Joe Rossi, who is on the road today on a mission as she often is, and she is listening and sending her love. And we can all wave to her and she knows that we're here. All right. So that is a little bit from me. I have a couple of housekeeping things for you all. Just so you know, as you all know, it's always helpful when we put the lyrics in the chat for us all to not chat during it so that we can all read the lyrics. Today isn't a great example of this because this song is so easy that you don't even need lyrics today. But we are going to practice, just for today, we are going to practice something where during the song, while we're actively singing, you are only going to be able to send chats to me. You are only going to be able to send chats to the host or the co-host of the meeting. So if there's an emergency, or if something's gone terribly wrong, or if you just have something you really would like to say to me, that's totally fine. But just during the song, you won't be able to send chats to everybody. And then it will come back on as soon as we're done singing during the chat and the discussion. Sound good? We're gonna try it out today and we'll go from there. All right, enough of that from me. Hi, David. How are you?
I just love the idea of paying attention and being in the present moment. Although I will miss, when I save the chat at the end, I'll miss those lovely comments that happen during
Oh,
when
you'll still get them. They'll
someone
just be
is
just after.
so caught up in the whateverness of whatever has happened. Yes, I've switched my little setup here around so you can see my keyboard. I'm going to play piano today. I kind of like this, but I didn't really clean up
No,
back
I
there.
like it. It
All right.
looks great. We
Oh, yeah,
love watching you play.
I got the toilet paper and the spa
We
filters and
see that you are very well stocked.
yes,
That's
pandemic ready.
important for an artist.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see you. It's good to be back with everybody. And, I was telling Joe before we get started into the song that, we got a camper trailer, a few weeks ago. And so,
Uh-huh.
you stand here, it's called the RMV in Massachusetts, or it's the
That's so
DMV,
weird. It's called
Registry
the
of Motor Vehicles, DMV. So I'm standing in
what?
line for my random license plate at
That you did not pay
RMV.
for.
Oh, you pay for it.
Well, but you didn't pay extra for it. I
Oh,
know
you don't
you
pay
can
extra.
like
It's not a vanity plate,
you
but
can get the
just
vanity
the
plates for a lot of
computer
money.
pulled out. This is what the computer pulled out for my license plate for my new camper van. DAS. 1 DAS 6. Can you believe that?
I really can't.
I am
That's
telling
too
you.
funny.
And you know what else? It's really good.
Really
It is
nice
hot
hair.
here on Cape Cod, so it
Yeah.
doubles. So
My goodness.
anyway, it's great to see you all, and
So we know that you've got a lot of stuff going on that we would love to talk to you about in a bit, but let's sing the
let's sing.
song first and then we'll
Let's
chat a
sing.
bit and then we'll sing again.
Yeah.
Take it away.
About 12 years ago, my wife and I went down to Brazil, and we'd heard about this spiritual healer down there, and all of a sudden we were meeting people from Brazil everywhere we went. So we figured maybe we should go down to Brazil and check this place out. And we went down to Abidjan, Brazil, and spent 2 weeks with a whole bunch of people from all around the world, and seekers, if you would. And the last day we were there, I just heard this song come into my head because all these people had come from all over the world looking for some kind of healing, and it might have been anything from, a note of finality from a doctor saying, this is it for you, all the way to I need a career change and everything in between, people searching for things. And I heard this song as clearly as I'm singing it for you today, which is why we don't need the words in the chat. Goes like this. I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all. I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all. That's it, try it with me. I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all. I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all. You are here. You are here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all. You are here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all. We are here. We are here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all. We are here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all. Here's your solo. Let her rip. I am here. I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all. I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all.
A beautiful song. I love how easy it is to learn. That is absolutely gorgeous.
Thank
and
you.
Such a perfect message.
Nice to sing together too. So when we get together,
Nice.
voices together. But I hope you took advantage of your solo,
Oh yeah. Oh, they were going for it. I could tell.
That's great.
So let's chat a bit about what you've got going on because you've even got something big going on tonight, right?
Well, tonight, yeah, in the 80s, I lived in New York City in Greenwich Village and was tromping around, with our little song writing groups and whatnot. And tonight, so the GVFF, Greenwich Village Folk Festival, has gone online for the last 2 years, started by a couple of old friends of mine, Rod McDonald and Raymond Mysick. And they've had the first Sunday of every month for just about 2 years now, the online Greenwich Village Folk Festival. And tonight is the one for August. We'll be joined. We each have about a 15-minute set. Christine Lavin will be there, Peter Mayer, a whole bunch of other great acts. And it's at 7 o'clock, free by donation if you care to. And it's hosted by Ronna Lesko, who's a big folk music DJ, and by Sunny Oaks, who's the sister of the late, great Phil Oaks, who I saw only last weekend in Middleburg, New York, because last weekend I was out in the world.
Wow.
I had my songwriting camp, summer songs, and we had a great time, and everybody was healthy all the way through, thank goodness.
Wonderful.
Then a show in Poughkeepsie and Rock Tavern, New York, and Middleburg Public Library 1 week ago, almost to the hour. So Sunny Oaks hosts that, and of course I sing a couple of Phil's great songs whenever I see Sunny, and she has been a tireless advocate to keep Phil's music alive, which is so timely. I mean, the stuff he wrote 50 years ago. There's a song that Phil wrote called There But for Fortune, one of his better known songs, and it was written in 1961, so that's 50 years before 9/11, which was 2001. 50 years, and the last verse of that song by Phil says, "Show me a city where the bombs had to fall. Show me the ruins of the buildings once so tall." You know, it just gives you goosebumps.
Yes.
So
it always astounds me when something that was not written about something in particular just feels like it was, or
yeah,
feels
and
like it captured it perfectly somehow.
I know Phil's music was amazing. If you're not familiar, OCHS, I encourage you to look up his mountainous number of songs
It's a
that were
lot of
just
it.
so well written, you know, so beautiful, and we get to keep them alive in a certain way. Maybe some of these songs will, you know, be played
Really
50 years
stand the
from now.
test of time.
Yeah, who
We
knows?
never know. That's something that always gets me is we have no idea what parts of our culture right now are going to be the things that people remember about these decades, about this era.
Like
We
I
have
would
no
ask you,
idea.
you're younger than
Like,
I am.
what do I like? What what do I associate with like?
No, I'm going to ask you, what do you think is a song
Uh-huh.
that you think is popular today that might be still sung 50 years from now? You know, I mean,
Oh, that's a good question. Oh my
don't
gosh.
need to know the answer right now, but if you
Yeah,
think of something, you know, it's a good question.
it is it's a really good question. I think I know the style of music that I think might persist because people will be feeling that it was very of the time,
Hmm.
if that makes sense. So I
Yeah.
think that folk music will persist in its own way because folk music is always timeless. But then I think that there are some songs that, the same way that, like, the Beatles are incredibly of their time with a timeless aspect, but the style of music is very of their time. I think that there are some songs now that are very much of this time, and that those will be what persists in a nostalgic way where people feel like they like to listen to them to feel like they're in the 2020s, man. That kind of thing.
You know, I think if you're an author or a composer, you ought to think twice before you put a date in the title of your song. Like,
No, it's true.
well, look, Lennon McCartney. You know, when I'm 64, I thought, oh my God, I'll never be that old. And it's like, hello, can you say rearview mirror? And then George Orwell, 1984,
Yeah.
burning of books.
Yes.
Well, guess
Yes.
what? It's
It's
2020,
2022.
and there's still
Is it?
people
Yeah.
trying to burn books.
Yes.
Still people
That's
trying to
the
burn
thing.
books. So
Everything comes back around.
yeah, when I start reading again, I want to find that list of banned books and make that my top priority. That's going to be my New York Times
Yes.
top 10 right there.
Absolutely.
Fahrenheit 451
Yeah,
by Bradbury.
Fahrenheit 451,
Nice.
1984.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
um,
absolutely.
we were talking before the meeting went on also that those of you who joined me for my last online concert, I actually did sing that song that I learned from Gerdan in Ukrainian when I hosted them a few weeks. Yes, I did, but I'm
Yes,
not
you
releasing the link because I haven't watched it yet.
did.
You know, I made a noble effort and I got the chorus right, but I sang the verses in English, you know. But that's a beautiful thing for me. I've been so immersed in my own
Yes.
songwriting to hear something so motivating like that from people in Ukraine. How can I not learn a song, you know, in that language? And we're hosting 4 international college students at our house this summer. Have I ever mentioned
That's
that?
all you haven't. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're called J1s. It's a certain kind of visa that these
Yeah.
international college students get. And we've got four young ladies. They're all in the early 20s,
Okay.
19, 20, 21. Two are from Turkey, one from Kazakhstan, and one from Albania.
That's so cool.
And we need the extra workers on Cape Cod. It's a tourist economy, and
Uh-huh.
all the businesses have help wanted signs, out on the in their windows. And so these J1s come over, but there's no place for them to live because this is the home base of non-affordable housing in Cape
Oh
Cod,
my gosh,
Massachusetts.
I know.
So sometimes they get like four mattresses in a room, somewhere. Well, we set up our two guest bedrooms
It's wonderful.
upstairs, like Airbnb quality. So they've each
Yeah.
got a twin bed, and they feel like they hit the jackpot when they came
Oh,
here.
they
And they're
did, and
so
that's so
delightful.
wonderful.
They're all working two jobs. They're learning English at a rapid rate. They bring us ice cream and sushi, from the various stores they work in. And but when I was in my 20s, and when people were kind to me in my travels around the world, which I did a bunch, it meant the world to me.
Of
So,
course.
maybe one day
It
they'll pay it
shapes
forward.
you.
They're so much fun. It's like a hen
Yeah.
house when I come home at night. In a good way.
Speaking of traveling, you've got a big trip coming up at the end of
Nice.
September.
I like how you did that, Aaron. Yeah, this is an aberration. I just had two spots open up for my Ireland tour. It's September 24th through October 3rd. It's a double occupancy room for two people. So if you know somebody who's a couple or traveling buddies, these trips have sold out for years. I've never had any openings, but somebody just forgot about a family wedding, or
No.
yeah, the timing was such. So there's a spot for two people to share a room on that trip. If you want to know more about that, send me an email as soon as possible because some people have expressed interest, but I haven't got a commitment yet,
Yeah.
and it's going to be first come first served.
If
We
you're
go
ready
for
to
not.
commit.
We've got 9 days, really 10 or 11 when you come before and after, and we're
Yeah.
going to counties Cork, Kerry, and Clare.
Oh my
Just to give you
gosh.
an indication, the first trip I took in 2014, this was the same Southern tour they call it, and I hadn't been to Ireland before. But the first day we were standing near the site of a mass grave of the famine victims, and we were all singing Amazing Grace together. It was like unbelievable. So this is a tour for people who don't like tours. We don't go to the Blarney Stone. We don't go to pubs where some Irish singer is singing country roads. We find all the traditional musicians in the deepest, darkest corners of these beautiful little towns. We
And there are
stay in each
so many of them.
Yeah, we stay in each hotel for 3 days, so we're not moving around all the time. There's a little tour coach that takes us all around where we learn the history and see the forts and the castles and the fairy rings and go to museums and historical sites and even to an island or two, and of course the cliffs of Moher. Um, we do all that. It's the minute you step on the bus, you feel like you're in a big car with a whole bunch of second cousins.
That is exactly what my experience was when I went to Ireland. I was lucky enough to go with another small, intimate, like family touring group kind of thing. And it was, I still keep in touch with all of those people, and most of them I've literally never met before and I've literally never seen again. But
Well, this
we
last trip
still
that I
keep in
took in
touch.
June, we had many fans of William Butler Yeats and of John O'Donohue. So the tour guide and driver just made detours to both of their graves,
That's
and we recited
amazing.
their works, at their gravesides.
I love when the bus driver, the tour
Oh,
bus leader gets like so involved, because so did ours. He was like such a huge part of our trip.
and our
Such a
our bus
wonderful
driver
guy.
was our bus driver was also named Dave. He was new to this group this year. He'd been driving the big tourist buses, and all they try to do is do as many possible stops in a short period of time. And he says, "I can't believe it. You guys see a flower you like and you stop." Well, it turns out like he sang and played a little bit, and he was very shy. So I kind of coaxed him along through the course of the tour. The third night of the tour, I handed him my guitar in a pub. I'd just sung a few songs, and other people were singing, and he was really shaking. He was shaking so much that the guitar practically strummed itself
Oh,
by him holding it still, and sweat coming down. And he sang this beautiful Irish song. He had a beautiful voice because, like the people in Ireland,
it's
grow up
just,
playing
yes.
music. They don't grow up on cell phones or watching American Idol. They grow up with music in their very being. And he had it. And so by the end of the tour, at the closing circle, we were playing John Prine songs, he and I together, where he would play the right hand and I would play the left hand. And
Oh my.
this blew his mind. He said, "I can't believe I'm playing with someone the likes of ye, you know?" I said, "If you only knew, how many folk singers there were in America, but I'll take the compliment."
Oh my gosh. I was forced to sing the national anthem on the tour bus because we were there during the 4th of July.
Really?
And so they all were like, well, we gotta do like one America thing, just one. But it was so cute. Our tour
Ba-
bus driver went and bought a ton of tiny American flags for us because it was the 4th of July. It was very sweet.
Back in the 1990s, I got to sing the national anthem twice at Chicago Bulls games during the Michael Jordan era. So I
Oh
was
my
there
gosh.
in the middle of the court with 18,000 screaming people. And the first time they asked me was 1991, and I actually asked the director of marketing if I could sing "America the Beautiful" instead.
Right? I
and,
know.
and he said, "No,
No.
Star Spangled Banner, Mr. Roth." And so I
Fine,
did,
fine,
and
whatever.
yeah, I learned it. So I learned it for that gig. And I took my father, he was still alive, rest his soul. And, he was the Russian Jewish immigrant who always was concerned that I didn't become the lawyer or doctor he'd hoped for.
Oh,
So when we
there's
got,
still time.
well, I guess there is. If this thing doesn't work out, I can
Yeah,
always find
just
another
just
job.
redirect.
He sat there looking around at all 18,000 people, and he
Mhm.
looked at me and said, I don't think it's unreasonable that they give you $1 a head here, 18,000 bucks. So I'm still looking into that. It was
Just,
1991,
you
but
know what? Look
you
for
never know.
if everyone just says, "Hey, if I could just get one tip, a wolf of $1 from
Yeah.
everybody."
Right. So, anyway, I've sort of gone off into whimsy. Are there more
No,
important things we
whimsy
can
is
talk about?
wonderful.
Yeah.
Sometimes whimsy is the best thing.
Yeah. I agree. So, yeah.
The true best thing of all best things is let's sing the song one more time.
Let's sing the song. We can go all the way through this, You guys
Oh
know it
yeah,
by now. And, yeah, you have every opportunity for solo, but it's important that the pronouns change because we want to certainly take this out into a global
buddy.
awareness. Um, I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all. I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all. You are here. You are here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all. You are here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all. We are here. We are here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all. We are here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all. Pick a pronoun. I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all. I am here for the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all, the greater good of all.
And you are here for the greater good of all. We are all very lucky to have you here as part of our daily antidote community, and we're very lucky to have each and every one of you. It really does feel like we're doing something for the greater good. What is it? Changing the world one song at a time? I think we're doing that. puts you in such a state of serenity. And like, I don't want to break it. I'm just.
No need to. No need to break it. I was feeling a little restless this morning, so that song kind of calms me down a little bit. And
It's very soothing. I feel like it would be a perfect song to like bounce a baby to sleep to, you know?
yeah, I was rolling around a couple other choices for today that I haven't done yet. Uh, and I would say 180 degrees away from this song is another new one that I've written in the pandemic. I've never done for you guys. Maybe next time. Depends what the temperature of the world is. It's called I'm Right, You're Wrong.
You know what? Sometimes you need that song too.
Yeah.
Certainly cathartic.
Yeah. Well, really, I make fun of myself when I sing that, as if
Sure.
I could say what's right for anybody else, or the other way around. Yeah.
Not too much left to say.
I know.
Thank you so much for
Kind of
being here. It was kind of a perfect, peaceful day.
Yeah, I'm still talking about making a new pandemic album, and I did record this song for one of my German albums, the Stockfish records.
Yeah.
But I'm going to re-record this song just so that I can have it in better circulation here in the States.
Um,
But I need a show of hands, you guys. How many of you still have a CD player?
I do. I have a CD player. My
I'm think
prized possession when I was little was one of those little like Walkman
Oh
little
yeah.
CD players that could clip onto your belt with a little set of headphones.
Well, we had Walkman cassette players. Now you
Oh
don't even know
yeah.
what that
Oh
word
yes, I
means.
do. Oh
Oh no,
yes,
you
I
don't.
do. I
No,
grew
you
up in
don't.
a car with a cassette player.
Oh, keep that car.
Oh, that car's dead. Dead and gone.
So I'm thinking of offering a new promotion to sell with every CD you purchase to throw in a CD player. What do you think?
I think it's good. I think
Well,
you should do it.
that's folk music math. That's why I'm in the basement today.
Someone in the chat is wondering if you wanted to talk about your songwriting workshop next weekend.
Well, it was a couple of weeks ago
Oh, it was a
actually.
couple weeks ago.
Well, but I have one in North Carolina. If anybody in North
Oh, there we
Carolina,
go.
I'm doing a couple of songwriting workshops in North
And
Carolina.
it was from someone in North Carolina, Sandy E
Well,
in North Carolina.
the one
So
that's
she
one,
knows.
yeah, I'm going to a private living community in Black Mountain, and they want a theme song, so I'm getting everybody together there to co-write a theme song for their living community. But the one that's wide open to the public is in Franklin, which is a little bit west of Black Mountain, maybe an hour. So it's in western North Carolina, if that's not confusing enough. But it's going to be Sunday afternoon. Uh, there's a little place on Main Street there, and you can find details on my website. I'll make sure that link is up to date. It's from 3 to 6 p.m. It's no one turned away. A suggested donation, voluntary or not, is $25, but don't let money be the reason you can't have access to music. That's what I believe. It's too important, for the affluent.
Well, all of David's links are in the chat, so if you want to check
Okay.
any of that out and just keep up with what he's doing, because he's always doing a lot.
Yeah, so that one is called Songwriting for Everyone. I hope
I love it.
that makes you feel included. But
Yes.
no matter what level of experience you may or may not have, these sessions are fun, interactive, playful, and meaningful, substantive, and concrete takeaways, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
thank you, David, so much for a perfect day in the Daily Antidote of Song. We always love when you're here. And I think it's just about that time to say goodbye.
Just about that time. I want to make sure I copy the chat, though. I want to see what's been
Yeah,
going
go
on
ahead.
there.
And the Zoom room will be open for another minute. But
Okay.
in the meantime, let's all say goodbye to everyone joining us out there on Facebook Live. Bye, Facebook. We love you so much. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Be here. Bye.